Nammo Phat. Good morning. Thank you for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The fourth mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by unmindful speech, the inability to listen to others, I vow to cultivate loving speech and deep listening in order to bring joy and happiness to others and to relieve others of their suffering. Knowing that words can create happiness or suffering, I am determined to speak truthfully with words that inspire self-confidence, joy, and hope. I will not spread news I do not know to be certain, and will not criticize or condemn things of which I am not sure. I will refrain from uttering words that can cause division or discord, or that can cause the family or the community to break. I am determined to make all efforts to reconcile and resolve all conflicts, however small. For our Dharma readings, we've been reading a book by the nuns of Amaravati called The Body, Dhamma Reflections on Aging, Illness, and Death. And we're in the Dhamma talk by Ajahn Sundara called Old Age, Sickness, and Death. The first reflection is on aging. I am of the nature to age. I have not gone beyond aging. This reflection is a very potent one because we are all aging from the moment we are born. None of us are going to escape. When I was 31, in my mind, I felt as if I was 90. Now, except for the body, I feel much younger. The Dhamma does keep the mind young. If you want to make an investment in your life towards staying young, make sure you practice Dhamma. The wakefulness it teaches is the only thing you can really bank on. Everything will fall apart except that brightness, that radiance of mindfulness. Everything else will just go back to its elements. All of us who are over 50 know that this is true. We are definitely leaning downwards, back to the earth. We're getting pudgier, spreading, becoming bent over. If we are really vain and our personal appearance is all there is to our life, aging is pretty miserable, isn't it? If you are attached to the body, what a terrible thing when the body is changing, getting sick, growing old, decaying, and eventually facing death. The second reflection is on getting sick. I am of the nature to sicken. I have not gone beyond sickness. This reflection reminds us that we never go beyond the risk of sickness. We can never be liberated from fear of sickness or our attachment to health. If we haven't reflected on the body's limitations, the fact that even when the healthiest diet and lifestyle, it is prone to sickness, we may dread being sick. When I was a young dancer, before I encountered the Dhamma, I thought I could do anything with my body. I never looked at it as a limited thing. I wasn't conscious of my fears regarding the body until I started meditating. Then I realized there was a lot of fear in it, fear of death, of disappearing, of changing, of losing control. We invest so much in it, in trying to keep the body healthy, which on one level is a good thing. This is our instrument, after all. For example, we have to keep it strong enough to practice. If we didn't have a good back, good knees, and a certain degree of general good health, we wouldn't be able to sit and go through what we have to go through when we do intensive practice. But a lot of our mind is kept extremely busy with the body. And this is what you need to see in meditation, that busyness and worrying around the desire to keep the body healthy. We have a very strange, conflictual relationship with the body, because even though we want to stay healthy and strong and youthful, the body also receives all our negativity and stress. We punish it with certain habits, smoking, drinking, constant worrying. When you're not aware of the body, do not acknowledge it. You can pile up a lot of stress. We can spend a lot of time indulging in mental activities without paying much attention to how they affect our whole physical experience. So this reflection, I am of the nature to sicken, I have not gone beyond sickness, reminds us to take care of our body and to realize that the body is dependent on the mind and the mind is dependent on the body. They are interrelated. They affect each other. Sometimes the body affects the mind. Sometimes the mind affects the body. If we do not understand that, we can easily damage the body by overriding the signals that it sends. The body is a very good gauge. If you know how to read them, it gives you every signal you need to know about your mind and how to take care of it. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you for joining me this morning.